Hello everybody, I'm Sir Derpy Creeper and welcome back to WhizDum Wednesday. It's a weekly podcast where I basically talk about things in life that you may have not understood, or basically decisions that you can make in your life, or a new perspective in life that you could probably make. So the goal is to make a whiz out of you making wise decisions and to steam them up to make them even better. I'd like to start off this majestic WhizDum Wednesday with an update, actually. So on Spotify and SoundCloud, I have posted 2 more WhizDum Wednesdays with a welcome trailer as well. So hopefully you can check those out. I basically put up Weight and Wrath on Spotify and SoundCloud. So if you want to check those out, please check out Spotify and SoundCloud. Both are WhizDum Wednesday if you look them up, or if you look up Sir Derpy Creeper, you should probably find them both on the there as well. And there's a new majestic trailer, which is WhizDum Wednesday Welcome, which is like a 4-minute little introduction. I thought that was pretty cool to put a W in. I was like, dude, I could put welcome. So if you guys want to see the exclusive little bit of welcome, basically that's on Spotify and SoundCloud. So go check it out, homies. That'd be really super cool. I also want to say I did a little coloring contest within the last week. It was really cool and really fun. I stayed up with our homie Chibi Dixie until like freaking 4 in the morning, but it was awesome. It was fun to work on like art stuff, like do some coloring and stuff like that. It was really super cool. So I entered that. I didn't win, but you know what? I had a lot of fun making it, and that's what matters, dude. All right, listen, it was creative and it was super fun. So I think that's a pretty cool thing about it. It was pretty awesome and super cool to do. For those of you who missed Wire, last week on Wire, I talked about basically just being a wire to somebody, or letting someone be a wire in your life, kind of listening. Listening is the main topic inside of Wire, where it's like, I feel like it's best if you truly listen to somebody. Don't just sit there and act like you're listening, just full on listen, because here's the thing, you could be hurting somebody if you're not fully paying attention to them. I'd go into those details of 3 different things, of whether it's, you let someone share wisdom with you in a way. You let somebody be a teacher in your life. You need to pay attention to these 2 kinds of people, because listen, they can help you save time in your life and to make things more understandable for you. Not only that, listen to other people when they're needing help. They need help with something. They just need someone to talk to. Just listen to somebody. So please check that out. It's really good. I feel like it's a thing that I never really thought a lot of people would struggle with until I realized myself. I was like, you know what? This kind of sucks not getting listened to a bit. And I realized, I was like, well, what if other people were feeling this? So I expressed that in Wire. And I think it's really good, especially if you feel like you haven't, if someone's not listening to you, if you're feeling ignored, kind of like feeling like, are you even like getting through to anybody like that? It's what I talk about in Wire, and I recommend looking at Wire for last week. So anyway, let's get into this majestic segment. Do you ever feel like you're essentially stuck? Within life, you kind of go to places, and you progress further in life, but you're just stuck. Like, you're just stuck in your situation. You're just stuck. Literally, that's like one of the biggest things. Or you're stopped in your tracks. You're either stopped in your tracks or you're stuck. Today, I want to talk about walls in your life. Basically, within your life, I believe anybody who's at least trying to go forward in their life, you're going to get a wall in your way. Whether it's big, small, your size, all right, thick, scrawny, I know what to come up with, the opposite of thick, so I just said scrawny, but, flimsy will work. No matter where you go, as long as you're trying to progress in your life, you're gonna hit walls, and here's the thing, they get bigger and bigger the further you go. So I want to talk about them. Usually, I want to talk about the first thing that I feel like a lot of people struggle with, especially when they're pursuing their dreams. You hit these walls, and I'm talking big bahunga walls, all right? I don't even know if bahunga is a real word or not, but please don't be a bad word, my lord. Oh, sometimes I've said bad words I didn't know were bad words, and it's kind of freaky stuff. Anyway, back on topic, but sometimes we kind of pursue our dreams, and there's just a wall that gets put in front of us. It's like, man, what the crud is this? What do I do here? I'm just stuck. I'm stopped in my tracks. All right. Sometimes it's a giant wall. Sometimes it's a small wall. It really depends. Sometimes it may not even be a wall. It's a hurdle. But still, these walls sometimes stop us from our dreams. And I want to tell you that depending on the wall that's in front of you, it may be a good thing to climb over it. It may be a good thing to go around it. I want to talk about going around first and then the climbing over part in a way. So, about going around it, for example, sometimes walls are put in our place to make us stronger as people and stretch us to become better people. Not only that, but in the field that we want to be in. So, for example, I'm going to use a wonderful concept that JViper21, he told me. He's a streamer, by the way. Go check him out. And, you know, he probably forgot this, don't get me wrong, but I really loved the concept. It's like, he said this. He said, there's a library, all right? Your goal is to get to that library, but there's like 4 different paths. There's A, B, C, and D. And so, you know, you take A because, you know, you just know A is there. Well, let's say A is construction walled off. Well, now, guess what? You're like, whoa, how do I get to the library now? Well, here's the thing is that just because path A did not work, doesn't mean path B, C, or D won't work. And so maybe you have to go around. So maybe when path A is blocked off, you take a right and go into path B to continue to, you know, fulfill your dream. Maybe sometimes you have to go through another path even after that path because there's another wall. You know, it depends. And then sometimes maybe you have to go back to the same path that you were already on before, but you've progressed further into your path. And I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but for me, that made a lot of sense. Because I'll be real, like in the past, I would say like what I was doing YouTube for like 6 years, something like that. Like it was a long time with very little growth. That's just how it was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still got like, you know, you majestic people on YouTube who are listening. You majestic people are awesome. I'm just saying. But for me, I was sitting there constantly just making content, but there was nothing going on. It was just kind of like I made content, but nothing really happened. And so I was like, all right, well, what in the world do I do? And I was stuck in this big rut. It was a big wall. And YouTube kept having everything added onto it to make small creators kind of a harder job to basically keep up with content and not basically get paid for it. Now, I'm sure YouTube's fine and majestic, but at the time, or at least where I was going through the stuff, for me, it was just brick wall after brick wall that kept stacked up on me. And I was like, bro, I can't handle this. There's nothing new. And so what I did was I started moving towards Twitch. And Twitch progressed me so much further. I'm talking like, it was a lot of energy. I loved talking to people. I was able to talk and converse with people live while I played something. I thought this is cool because I love to talk to people. And it's a thing that really helped out. And so once I took that, basically YouTube, you could say, is my path A. My path A blocked me off a lot. So then I moved over to path B, and now I've progressed further towards that library, that goal that I want in my dream. That's what the library is. That library we're trying to look for is this goal in our life, this dream, this thing. And so sometimes a lot of the times we get stuck on path A thinking this is the only path I can take. I gotta bust through this wall. And sometimes here's the thing, you can't bust through walls. Depending on the wall that you're going towards, maybe you're not strong enough to bust through it yet. Maybe you have to take path B to become stronger, to go back on that path A, and to go through that wall if need be. Maybe you can just take both paths. Sometimes you can take multiple paths. And so you can take multiple paths of the way. If you want to, jump between both of them. It doesn't matter. All right? And if you throw in C or D, have another path on that. It solely, depends on how your mentality is about it. It's okay to change your path to the goal that you want. For me, I want to just reach people, go out there, just talk to people, be a light in the darkness of society. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of dark that happens, especially now in these days. It's 2020, homies. It's dark as heck these days. All right, listen. And so, my main goal in life is to be a light towards a lot of people. All right? Be a person that can show, hey, guys, listen. Not only am I a Christian, and I'm very understandable of other people, and I'm not going to, hurt other people or anything like that. I have goals, all right? Listen, my main goals are what? Are to flip the view of Christianity of not true Christians aren't bad people, all right? They're not bad people. They truly care and are not judgmental. The bad Christians are always the bad apples that make everyone look at Christians and think they're horrible people. They hate, they hate gay people. They hate anything that's nothing to do with Christianity. And the truth is, here's the thing, we're all imperfect. That's the thing. And a lot of these, I'll say false Christians or these wrong viewed, false perception Christians, what they'll do is they'll think, oh, well, everyone who sins is just an automatically horrible person. and they're going to go to hell or something. And I think that's messed up. It's like, bro, that mentality alone, I feel like, could drag you into hell itself. And I'm not trying to say like, oh snap, anybody who's a sinner is going to hell, something like that. I don't agree with going up to people and telling them this kind of stuff. And I know it's a little bit side project, but that's one of my goals in life, is to flip that view. All right, listen, I want to show people the love of God, not the wrath of God. And a lot of Christians, or quote unquote Christians, want to show the wrath of God. And I think that's messed up. I think Christians these days really have to, look in themselves and say, am I truly acting in an act of love towards other people? Or am I turning into a hate monger where I just don't like other people because they have a different view than I do, or they live a different lifestyle than I do? And I think that's messed up. We should respect other lifestyles and be understandable of others. Now, I'm not saying, all lifestyles are good lifestyles to have. Don't get me wrong. Listen, some things are unhealthy lifestyles, but it doesn't mean you should judge these people in these unhealthy lifestyles. You should still, show them love and compassion, but not, don't promote the kind of behavior that is bad, but keep a loving mindset. Understand where people are coming from, and a lot of people don't do that these days. So that's one of my goals, all right? And I feel like, me doing YouTube it got further, but then it stopped. And so when I got further into my goal and my dream, I went towards Twitch. And now, doing Twitch, I got to talk to more people. I got to be more of a light towards people. That is one of my main goals. And it's to make people laugh. All right, listen, here's the thing. All right, if I can make people laugh, change the view of Christianity, and be a light towards people in dark times, bro, that's awesome. All right, and if Twitch is taking me there further, you betcha I'm going to take that path. And I took the path, and let me tell you something, it was worth it. All right, here's the thing. I got a PC from you majestic people, you great, awesome, supportive people. I got a freaking PC. I can guarantee you, if I stuck with YouTube on that path, guess what would happen to me? This is not dogging on YouTube. This is dogging on the path that I needed to take for myself and my heart. I would have never had this PC. Just gonna be honest with you. I'd still be on my laptop, still probably on the desk that I was sitting in, and the wooden chair I was sitting in, because I didn't stick to path A only. Sometimes you need to take different paths and walk around the paths that you go through. Sometimes walls also, by the way, stop and coming out of nowhere. I'm talking about like, you're living a great life. You're happy. You're awesome. It's super cool. You're like, you know what? Finally, I've got myself a happy day in my life. I am so happy. And then a wall comes right in front of your face and says, guess what? It sucks. Then you're like, well, what do I do? What in the world do I do when a wall comes up and shows up in front of me? Well, like I mentioned, you can still take another path around it, but when it's a wall of maybe your situation that you live in. Sometimes we have walls that are kind of stuck to our backs, for example, where like, our living conditions are really just burdens that we have to bear right now. And I think that's a thing that a lot of people struggle with, is that they want to go further in life, but maybe family members, the living conditions, your money problems, anything like that are just walls that can probably, you have to carry with you. And it sucks, but sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to get a change of location. That's another version of taking a different path. It's going to be hard, but sometimes you may have to do that to get to where you want to be. Sometimes a wall in your life has to come from you building up strength right in front of it too. Sometimes you can't take another path. Sometimes you actually have to climb the wall. A lot of the times people are scared to climb or go through their walls in their life. And here's the thing. If you're too scared to go through that wall, you're going to be stuck in that rut. You're going to be stuck in that senselessness of there's no adventure. There's nothing further going into my life. I'm stuck. I'm not progressing further in my life. If you stay like that, you would probably be the same thing as a person who works at McDonald's. I'm not just saying not everybody who works at McDonald's is like this, but you'll be a person who's basically fine with, whatever they have to do. They'll be fine at McDonald's having like an okay job, sitting there just doing whatever, living in a crazy work environment kind of the thing. You won't really care about yourself in that point. Sometimes situations in life, they produce a wall in front of us. And they think, and it causes us to say, what in the world's going on? Like, my life was doing so well, and then this freaking bad event comes in and smacks me in the face. I lost a lot of friends. I lost my reputation. Someone came after me. Someone ruined my life. You know, these are giant walls, all right? Like big walls. Like, man, you're looking at yourself like, how in the world do I get back from this? It's your reaction to the wall that dictates what's going to happen in your destination. So one, I will say, yeah, you're probably going to have to climb it. Maybe you'll have to bust through it. Sometimes you have to bust through walls. It depends. It takes a great honor and great strength to own up and, you know, be true to yourself. Here's the thing. If you're true to yourself and you have all these walls of your reputation shot, you lost a lot of friends, someone came after you, someone's trying to ruin your life. And if you're true to yourself, being a great person, here's the thing. It takes a lot of bravery, but you're going to have to bite the hits. Take those hits. You're going to be like, yo, I'm who I am, and I'm not going to stop who I am. And that giant wall that was in front of you maybe isn't a giant wall at all. Maybe it's just a giant step in life, you know, to the stairs of life that you have to walk. Sometimes we're walking on stairs, by the way. It may not be just a path or a destination forward. It may be just to elevate yourself further into life. You have to walk on these stairs of life. Sometimes these stairs are huge, by the way. All right, sometimes there's a giant step that you have to take. Personally, in my opinion, this is how I am as a Christian. I trust in God to take me and put me on the right steps of life. Yeah, I can't see over that step, but here's the thing. I know it's covered. I know it's fine. I shouldn't have to worry what's behind this wall. What's behind that wall? What's over this gigantic step I have to take? Because if you let the fear of the future dictate where you're supposed to go, you will never fulfill your happiness, this true happiness that you're looking for. Maybe you need to widen your perspective. Widen your perspective of the wall in front of you. Your perspective of looking at that wall may look like a giant mountain, but here's the thing, if you look on the other side, it's probably just a cardboard cutout. Sometimes walls are very intimidating in our lives, so they'll look huge, they'll look frightening. They're like, I don't think I can take this kind of step in my life. This is horrifying. But you know, the moment you take that step and you walk behind that flimsy wall, you're like, I can't believe I worried that long. And so when you're sitting there worrying, oh man, what's going to happen in the future? You don't see the full perspective of that step that you have to take, that wall in front of you. And it could just fall right over from a flick of the finger. But you let your enemy, and your enemy can be fear, the devil, anything like that. When you let your enemy tell you what that wall is, or what's behind the door, I'll give you an interesting concept of how things we perceive a lot of the times aren't actually what we perceive at all. A pastor, I think his name is Craig Rochelle, was talking about the mastermind. It's called Mastering Your Mind. It's a great series. I recommend looking at it. It's 4 episodes, I think. It's like 4 sermons. Great stuff. He talked about how he told his friend in the office that he was in. He said, "I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna put a chair in front of the door so you can't get out." So he left the door. He left the room. And so his friend was in there wondering, well, how the heck am I going to get out? And so Craig Rochelle comes back 2 hours later and sees his friend up in the rafters, or not the rafters, but up in the area where it's in the roof. And he opens the door and he looks at him and he says, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm trying to get out." And he said, I never put a chair in front of the door in the first place, right? A lot of the times we sit there and we believe the lies that we're being told. Now, I'm not saying that, Craig Rochelle was doing it just to lie. I'm pretty sure he just did it as a joke, but, he never tried to open the door. Sometimes we're told there's a chair in front of our wall or a chair in front of our door that we're trying to open and get through, but we believe it and we never try to actually open the door. So maybe you're in that case of your life where you never really tried to go through it. And so you're told this lie of, oh, there's something in the way, you're not going to knock it down, and you believed it. Widen that perspective. Listen, if you don't widen your perspective on that wall could be holding you captive for a long time. And the 2 hours that guy spent trying to get out of the room without trying to open the door wasted 2 hours of his life. Do you want to waste hours of your life, maybe even days of your life, because you don't want to take that step through that wall, that place towards happiness, that place towards, a higher place in life? And it's not saying you should strive for a higher place in life, but to progress yourself into becoming a better person. There are going to be a lot of walls that hit you, especially when you're trying to change. When you try to change who you are for the better, walls are going to come flying at you. They're going to keep flying at you. And then the bigger they're going to get. The reason they get bigger is because here's the thing. You were strong enough to take the last one out. It builds you up to take up this next one out. All right. And one main thing I want to say is don't let walls define your destination. Don't. Here's the thing. A lot of people, like I mentioned before, are scared to go further than that wall. Don't let your wall be your destination. All right, listen, if you've got a goal, a dream, you go for it. Go for it. Now I'm saying, listen, sometimes you can bust through the walls down, all right? I ain't gonna lie, all right? Sometimes you can. It depends. You have to know which is right and which is wrong. For me, I had to take a different path. And when I took a different path, but it was a similar kind of path because it's still making online content. And I still post on YouTube as well, don't get me wrong. But it's kind of like I extended my path some more, and it took me so much further than it did before. Some walls are temporary, by the way. Some take time to come back to. See, this is what I mentioned about maybe you come back to path A. You may come back to path A to continue to go through, and then you'll be strong enough to get through that kind of wall if you put that wall back on you now. And some were probably just telling you to go around them. For me, my wall was telling me go around it. And I didn't really know until like a couple of times of being told by my friends, all right, listen. And one person who's really helped me with that is Dixie. All right. She's been really awesome and helped me with it. So it's been really, amazing that I moved over, and the fact that I did that has really helped me as a person, not even just grow as a person, but like be able to talk to people, growing through that light, have a PC that's high quality, by the way. And that PC is because of you guys, but if I didn't take that path, I never would have had that goal to even get the PC. You may just need to continue on another road to get to your destination. So I want to recap pretty much everything I talked about so far. This is going to be quite a short video, but like the main thing is I want to tell you guys is, listen, walls are things that are going to try to keep you out of your dreams, all right? Depending on what you do when a wall comes up, depends on how you're going to get to your destination. Always remember, listen, I would love for you to remember this library concept. It was a great concept, all right? I know Viper, listen, Viper, I don't know if you forgot it or not, but listen, I remembered it, and it was freaking amazing. Thank you for telling me this concept, and I want you guys to remember this concept as well. Just because Path A is not working for you doesn't mean Path B can't take you there. There are different paths to the library, all right? That goal in your life. If Path A has a wall in front of it, take Path B. Take a different path. For me, it was YouTube kept putting walls in front of me. I was stuck on YouTube. It was just like, what am I doing? I don't know what to do. I moved over to Twitch. Now, I'm not saying that I full-on moved over to Twitch, but I added Twitch into it, and Twitch was so great for me to add to it. Because not only that, I can make highlights and stuff like that. For me, and it propelled me forward. It propelled me forward. Sometimes changing your path is a thing. Maybe you have to change your living circumstance. Sometimes you have to take that bravery to do that. It's hard, but here's the thing. If you want to truly be happy with your life, you're going to have to take a lot of bravery. You're going to have to take a lot of hits sometimes. It's going to be hard. The wall you're looking at may be a stepping stone, a step to get up to higher on the stairs of life that you're looking at. Widen your perspective. Don't believe lies that this wall is bigger than you think it is. Because here's the thing, like I mentioned with the chair concept, just because the enemy or your fear has told you, all right, this wall is bigger, this wall is a big wall, I don't think I can get through it. Maybe it's just a flimsy cutout. You never know. Just because you're told a chair is behind your door and you never tried to open the door, you're wasting time in your life. Don't stay in a situation in your life where you're in a rut. Don't stay in a situation where you're not truly happy, or if you're not progressing towards your goal. Don't let walls define your destination. Don't. Listen, here's the thing. Don't stay where you're at. Keep moving forward, all right? It's okay to take a different path. It's okay to move around. It's okay to climb a wall if you need to. It's okay to step over it. It's okay to push through it, especially if it's a flimsy wall. Sometimes we believe lies that aren't really true. The main thing I want you to remember is to keep progressing, keep moving forward. Here's the thing, changing's hard. I get it. Listen, changing's hard. Progressing towards your dreams is hard, all right? Getting a new skill, practicing. It is so hard. You get walls put in front of you. The more and more you learn and practice and become a better person, the easier these walls are going to get through. Don't stay behind the walls. Your walls don't dictate your destination. You dictate your destination. You define where you go and how you do things. Just remember, walls are temporary if you're moving forward. Don't stand back. Don't sit and go, I can't do this. I can't do this. Because here's the thing. You're robbing yourself from a great life when you do that to yourself. Walls are hard. But what's harder, in my opinion, is regret. Because you wanted to sit there in a part where just because things got hard for you, it means you couldn't go forward with your life. Sometimes we're in situations where, honestly, we feel like, all right, well, this future is a bad future for me, so I'm going to stay right here because I'm feeling comfortable. Don't feel comfortable. Here's the thing. If you're feeling comfortable, guess what? You're not pushing yourself hard enough. You're not pushing yourself. You're not growing. If you are in a comfortable state, most likely you are probably not stretching yourself. And it's okay to like rest sometimes. I'm not saying that like, oh, you can't just lay down and be comfortable like that, but like being comfortable with your life. Sometimes you have to just improve to go better than yourself. I believe in you, by the way. You can get through these walls, all right? Everyone has a capability. If some random guy on the internet like me can get through a couple walls in life, especially when they're crazy hard and then put forth something, all right, and put a lot of effort into something, I guarantee you can get through these walls as well. Don't let them define your destination. Don't let the fear of the future keep you from getting some great happiness, something out there that's really great for you. Don't let something or someone keep you bound down into a state of sadness, not being happy. Don't let people be walls in your life. I believe you can get through these walls, and you can. So the main thing I want you to remember is keep moving forward, keep going, because here's the thing, if you stop, you postpone the dream that you have in your life, that dream you want to pursue. Don't stop. Keep moving forward, keep moving forward, keep moving forward. That's what you need to do. I hope you all enjoyed that WhizDum Wednesday. It's actually kind of short. I'm making some shorter WhizDum Wednesdays. You guys happy about that? It's not like 40 minutes long. It's around like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. I think that's cool. But anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Seriously. As personal experiences with walls, I know it's like hard to kind of get over these kinds of things. They block you. They really do. And so I wanted to kind of just share that out. Just to be like, hey, listen, it's possible. You can get through it. And I know you can. And I seriously know you can. Don't sit there and tell yourself that you can't, because here's the thing. When you limit yourself because of a wall, you limit your dream. Don't limit your dream. Your dreams are endless. Keep going forward. I know I like how I ended the video, and I still want to say that, but seriously, that's exactly what it is. Don't limit yourself. I've got Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All of them are Sir Derpy Creeper. You can message me on any of them if you'd like. Also, if you have any feedback, please let me know. I actually noticed I was not asking for feedback on the other videos. I really need to, or not videos, but just audio in general. And I felt pretty bad. I was like, dang, I need to ask for more feedback on these things. I do apologize for not asking for feedback. I always love feedback. Feedback is how I can improve and just do these things better if I need to. And I'll also say that we have Spotify and SoundCloud. Listen, go listen to some on Spotify and SoundCloud. It would really be awesome. I'm trying to experiment with them, and it's pretty fun making new stuff and audio stuff for them. And I will try and get unlimited so I can start cranking out a lot more SoundCloud content, so it'll be on Spotify as well. And I'm excited for that. I just need to make sure I've got enough money to afford the unlimited thing so I can just crank them out a lot. I also have Twitch. It's twitch.tv/SirDerpyCreeper. It's really super cool. Basically, in Twitch, I stream these videos, and then I also converse with chat. And it's really awesome. Some days I'll have great days where it's just like omega conversation, and I'm talking like there's some great things that like come out of this. And sometimes I miss things, and they tell me, hey, listen, Derpy, you missed some things, you goofball. I'm like, oh, I'm like, gosh dang it. So then I have to correct them in the next one sometimes. So, but I want to say that, like, listen, I highly encourage it. It's fun. I always stream games. I always talk. I love talking on Twitch. All right, seriously, Twitch is awesome and I love it. I also have YouTube for anyone who misses any WhizDum Wednesdays. You will be able to see all the updated WhizDum Wednesdays. I still need to post the VODs of the after discussions for some of them because they're pretty good. But I want to say that if you miss any of these VODs or if you miss any of the videos, they're always going to be on YouTube. YouTube and Twitch are my most updated until I can get SoundCloud and Spotify in there. But I want to say that, please check them out. It'd be really super cool if you can. I hope this was able to make a whiz out of you making wise decisions and to steam them up to make them even better, homies. Don't let walls define you. That's the main thing I want you to say. Don't let walls define the destination. Keep moving forward. That's the main thing. Keep moving forward. If a path's too big, guess what? Go to another path. Go to another path. If the destination's still the same, there are many paths to your destination. Keep moving forward. Your happiness, your dream, it's important. Don't postpone it because of fear. Don't postpone it. You postpone it, you rob yourself of a great experience and a life of happiness. Until next WhizDum Wednesday, have a great rest of the week.